Engineers and scientists make insanely precise calculations every single day. Whether looking at measurements or figuring out the speed of a projectile, calculations are at the center of their work. Hello, I am Miss Sarah from Girls Inc., and today, you are the center of the universe. My universe, maybe yours, maybe your family's, I'm not sure. But okay, back to relating it to our module regarding space and advanced technologies. We are going to think like an engineer in terms of gravity and space. We are going to use some simple objects to understand the gravity between two objects and the velocity of a spacecraft and how it can balance to form an orbit. By the end of this video, you'll be able to take away some main points, such as understanding that an orbit is the balancing of the object's velocity with the gravitational force. Also, relate the increase in velocity of an orbiting object with the object getting farther away. Also, articulate that to escape the Earth's gravity, engineers must design and build huge rockets. And finally, you'll be able to describe how gravity is still acting on an object that is in orbit. All right, so let's get to stepping. Today, you are a planet. Congratulations. You're the center of some universe. Maybe you skew a little bit to the side. That's all right. You know what? You're a planet. We will observe the velocity required for a balloon to escape the orbit around you. So you'll need the following, and it goes without saying, but a little bit of room, probably a decent bit of room actually. So you will need a piece of twine or string, a clothespin, and then also a balloon. So I have actually filled this balloon with M&Ms instead of water because I'm not in the business to ruin anybody's fancy camera here. So that's really all you need. You could do water, you could do anything else that you really have, but you need to have a little bit of weight in this balloon. So we'll come back to this. Okay, but before we actually get into moving into doing the whole experiment, let's talk about gravity for a second. And I know you want to play with the balloons, but just bear with me really quickly. So gravity is an attractive force between two objects, and all things that have mass are attracted to other things that have mass. When we think of space, we may not really think that gravity is a factor, because if you think of astronauts and the videos we're typically familiar with, they're just kind of floating around out there. But that's not necessarily true. Think about the other people who are in the spaceship. There's still gravity, but in an orbit, the tendency of an object to move toward the center is perfectly balanced by the spacecraft's tendency to continue in a straight line away from the planet. If the spacecraft orbiting the Earth sped up consistently, would it get closer or farther away from the Earth? Well, further, right? As the spacecraft's velocity speeds up, it wants to keep getting further and further away from Earth. And if it speeds up enough, it'll eventually get away from the Earth, enough to leave its orbit. It takes a lot of energy to get enough velocity to escape the Earth's gravity, but once a spacecraft does this, it can coast elsewhere. It would only have to fire its rocket one more time to slow down as it approaches something else, like another planet. So we can almost look at this as not really escaping Earth's gravity, but it gets far enough away that it's not the largest gravitational force on the spacecraft. So, whoa, okay, let's catch our breath for a minute. You're like, I thought we were just kind of doing some projectiles, moving things around. Yes, we are. We're going to get to model all that I just said there. Let's go, rejoice, amazing. We're gonna see that once an object moves fast enough, the orbiting object can escape from the gravitational pull of the planet. And remember, that's you today, so awesome. Okay, so you're the planet, center of the universe, center of my heart, center of my body, my soul, all these things. The balloons are the orbits. We are going to swing them around town. We are gonna orbit them around you. We are gonna orbit them around the planet because you are the planet. I guess it's actually more your hand and your fist, but like, you are too. So I actually have one that's already created. I have about an arm's length, maybe a little bit more of string or twine. So I'm gonna keep that here while I help you kind of get your stuff together and start with you. So again, I have some twine. I have an adorable little clothespin. You can use a regular one, but this one's really cute, so I'm gonna keep it. So we have that. We also have balloon, and again, I'm gonna put M&Ms in it because a lot of fancy cameras I'm not paying for. So I am going to, we'll fill up the balloon first because M&Ms. So again, might be a little bit difficult to do with one person. I did have a little bit of help, but let's see what we can do here. All right. No, that's definitely not gonna work. So I'm gonna get some M&Ms in my hand first. M&Ms. definitely don't want to melt the M&Ms in your hand if you have sweaty hands like myself. Just honesty hour here. Let's see. This is not cute, sorry. But science doesn't have to be. It's all about practicality. Oh. All right, not the most efficient, but I have one. So you know what? Sorry guys, gonna have to deal with it. So again, we have our adorable little clothespin. We are going to open it, and you are going to put the twine kind of through this way. I also saw ways that you can put it through the little hoop or loop in it. You don't have to stress, it's not that deep. So what you're gonna do is now you're gonna take it here, you're gonna flip it upside down, and you are just going to make a knot. So that way you're securing your place here. Ooh, the M&Ms smell really good. But it's all good things here. So I did a double knot. You don't have to, you can, but whatever works for you. So it should be able to still clamp, and you should have your knots just kind of above where you would pull the clamp. Okay, so now I have to put my M&Ms to the side a little bit because, you know what, I'm actually just gonna put them away because I wanna, some loose M&Ms, don't yell at me. Actually, maybe I'll put them back in. No, they're loose. Okay, loose M&Ms, but I already have this all ready to go. Got a little crazy, but now we're back in action. So, what we are going to do is we are going to, again, be the center of the universe, be the planet. So you're gonna pull, give a little bit of, maybe about a hand's length of twine from where you wanna pull, from where you're gonna start your orbiting. So, gonna go that way, I'm gonna pull from about here. And what you're gonna do is you are going to spin this kind of as fast as you can to see when it can be released, when it will leave its orbit. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. And sorry, my face is definitely gonna get a little crazy because I don't know when it's gonna leave yet. Like, I don't know when it's gonna become a projectile. So here we go. So right now, I start kind of spinning it a little slow, and I'm sure that you can see that the balloon is expanding a little bit and getting a little faster, a little faster. Oh. Honestly, that went pretty much as the best possible case scenario. Didn't hit any of the cameras. I'm feeling pretty good. So, I'm actually gonna put this back right here. So that got moderately crazy. There was something flying around, so that's pretty cool. Let's think about what happened and chat through some questions that you might have and that I also have. So what happens as the spacecraft speeds up, and the spacecraft is the balloon? Well, the spacecraft will eventually overpower the gravitational pull of the Earth and leave the Earth's orbit. At the point where the spacecraft, or in our experiment again, the balloon, leaves Earth's gravitational pull, the spacecraft is hitting its escape velocity. What are some things that that really worked in this activity and that really didn't? So maybe you would change it and make the twine a little bit longer or speed it up a little bit. What are some things you observed in this video that you haven't had the chance to do yet for yourself? So again, for me, maybe I would have done a different material in the balloon, see if it would have done, kind of stayed on a little bit longer if it was any heavier. I think in doing this experiment, realizing the intense calculations engineers show you that you have to be really detail-oriented to ensure that something goes properly. And I guess I could have told you that before, but I really believe it now. So if you've made it this far in this video, I know I talked a lot, not as many explosions, but I really can't thank you enough for listening to me ramble my way through trying to explain this to you, and really step outside my own comfort zone in hopes to bring you some fun and informational videos about the different disciplines of engineering and STEM, and really in a broader sense too. So thanks for letting me trip up over my words, be corny on screen, and I encourage you to step outside your comfort zone, laugh, stay strong, smart, and bold. Miss Sarah, rockin' out. Bye.